very authentic manuscript of 12th century of Islam. So I think it is not on us. Really, it's not the priority that people who use our thing, when Allah Himself cannot protect His book from being used by people to do all the atrocities that are being done in this time, today, in all those Islamic countries.
Is it representative of you?
Of course, Imad bin Habib. Me.
That's the point. That's the only point.
Sorry, yeah. Can we let her speak as well? Go ahead.
I think I've noticed a double standard because if we, like us Muslims, didn't agree with the law in the UK, we would be told to leave, like go back to your country. However, if you don't agree with the laws in Muslim countries, why are you guys not told to leave? I don't get that. Why don't you go to a country where your rights and your free will or whatever is respected? I don't understand.
Where is that?
Okay, I get it.
She said,
Can I address that?
I want to tell you, how much an ethnic person tell another ethnic person to go back to your country?
Can I explain that? I understand what you're saying. But the thing is that you're right. I mean, also I'm told to, the minute I defend migrant rights, I'm told to go back home. And it's interesting because no matter how many generations your family has lived in this country, we're never citizens, you know. The minute you disagree on basic fundamental things, they tell you to go back home. And I tell them, well, if, you know, where are you going to send the white EDL supremacists or Britain first? You never say, send them home. But the minute you have a discussion, even with Islamists that I oppose, you know, the solutions are always deportation, send them back home. Send them where? Many of them are British born. If they've done a crime, well, arrest them. Why send them to another country to make the lives of other people miserable? If they haven't done a crime, well, they're you know, I don't think hate speech even should be criminalized. In my opinion, a lot of what the Islamists say, a lot of what the Islamic society say in this country are hate speech against apostates. But, you know, hate speech, I think some things that are in religious texts could be considered hate speech against apostates. Fine. People should be allowed to speak, including the BNP, including UKIP, all these discussion groups should be allowed to speak. Islamists should be allowed to speak, because that is where we can have a debate and discussion and challenge views that are inhuman and unfair. So, you know, telling people to leave is not the solution. I think we're dealing with a political movement. We have to address it politically, and that's hugely important.
Address it in the country then?
I do want to say, we can, well, everywhere, yeah, because don't forget, Islamism is not a, it's not an international issue. You know, some of you raised that, because you've got, you know, caged prisoners in this country who defend Mohammed Emwazi, who goes and kills for ISIS. They called him a beautiful boy. And caged prisoners in this country promotes defensive jihad. Yeah, so in this country. This is very late. I said in my speech, you've got Islamists killing people in Bangladesh, you've got them putting UK-based bloggers on death lists. So this is an international movement. In the same way that the people fighting Islamists in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Egypt, in Algeria, are part of our movement, and we are part of theirs. It's a very internationally linked movement, and we need to help each other and show real solidarity with that. The problem is, though, that I think what's happened is, because of identity politics, it's become such that only Islam and Islamism seem to matter, and not, you know, people. And I think that's fundamentally a problem, because the minute you talk about someone being stoned to death, you know, you see people glazing over. Oh, but that's not Islam. Well, come out and oppose stoning to death. I'm not saying you don't, yeah. But I'm saying that there is a thing. There's only, you know, only certain cases are defended. You know, Raif Badawi, because he criticized religion. Have you come out to defend him, for example? Good. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Yeah, as well as we should be defending Islamists who are in Guantanamo, because that's just inhuman. The sorts of the years and the sort of abuses that are taking place there. Fine. But what I'm saying is that when it becomes a question of identity, we fail to see each other's humanity, and you know, it's because, you know, the problem is every time we have a discussion, we either have to hear how great Islam is. Fine, it's great, but it is killing people under a banner of a political movement. It is the banner of Islamism, whether you like it or not. You know, you've got ISIS, Islamic regime, Taliban, the Mujahideen, Al-Shabaab, they are all saying that they are speaking in the name of Islam. Real Islam, not real Islam, we might disagree on that. But if we are going to live in a world where we can actually breathe, all of us, and not be afraid, we've got to get rid of the Islamists. That's my opinion. And not just the Islamists, we've got to get rid of the Jewish right, the Christian right, the Hindu right, the religious right. This is a battle between all of us who are secularists, who are free thinkers, whether we're religious or not, who think that religion is our right, but as a private matter. I think atheism is my right, but as a private matter. And if we can agree on that basic principle, that we have a right to think what we want, but are we going to work together against Islamism? But that's only if we think Islamism is a problem. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we agree on that. And I think a lot of the debate is, the defense of minority rights and, you're offending me, this is culture, not religion. All of this sort of creates this, throws mud into the air when our fight should be against the Islamists, and it is a fight of all of us, I think, and one that is, I think, a matter of life and death. There truly, many people are no longer safe, including in Britain. And so it's something that we all need to work on together. I think I'll take, because you're so lovely and you've been keeping your hand up. Is there anybody else after that? Maybe we can, 2 more, and then can we end it there? Is that okay, anybody else? Yeah? Okay. Sure.
I like the point that you just made the fact that we need to tackle the issue of extremism in every religion, and bring it back to the point that you raised about killings in the name of Islam. There's killings in the name of Christianity, there's killings in the name of Judaism, what's happening in Palestine, in the past, and it's still happening now with the KKK. These things do happen, and these are the extremists killing and slaughtering people in the name of religion, when in reality their acts shouldn't be justified with the religion, and
just wrap up if that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really agree with what I think as everyone was talking today, I kept thinking about the situation in Syria and the Syrian refugees. I think everyone here is in agreement that the situation is terrible and people have been defending them so much. So I think what I want to say is that no one in this room, no one in this world, in fact, can tell us what Islam is or Christianity is. No one could, because these things are open to subjective interpretation at the end of the day. But the thing that's happening in this world, which is factual, that people are dying. People are dying. Syrian refugees that everyone talks about in this room are dying because of a political ideology under the guise of Islam. That's factual. I really just want people to remember that. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, final comment.
I'm actually very happy that I was here today and I witnessed this. And I'm very glad to be here as well. I think it was an amazing opportunity for me to listen to you, all your criticism and all your points. And I think you are the ones who should recognize those politicians in your group. They are the ones who do not let this discussion happen. They are the ones who are depicting your identity as citizens in this country. And I think you should be aware, and it is your job to put pressure, everyone's job to put pressure on those activists so that we can discuss anything we want and such big issue, which is so important for everybody, in a calm way, like this. That's my opinion.
I just want to make a few points, if that's okay, before we go. One is that killing happens in all political movements that use religion as a banner. And I said that, the Hindu right, Christian right, Jewish right. If there's a difference, if Britain First hasn't killed as many people as Islamists, in my opinion, it's only because they don't have the power. They would do exactly the same thing. And we've got examples of the Spanish Inquisition, the witch burnings, all of that was done in the name of Christianity. But, having said that, today, the religious right that has the most power, that has state power, is Islamism. And for me, I come from a Muslim background, so it is my fight, more than anything else. And so, the question I have is, why can we not just speak about Islam and Islamism without always being told about, what about this, what about that, what about this? I know, everything's bad. US-led militarism is disgusting. To me, it is the other side of the religious right. They feed off each other, they help in recruitment, and they make the world a bleak place for everyone. But can I please also focus on Islamism, because that's where most of my death threats have come from. Can I also please say that I agree that there is a distinction between Islamism and Islam, but can I also please criticize Islam as well? I need to. I want to. In the same way that you come here and eloquently defend your religion, I would like to make fun of it. I would like to criticize it. It's an idea. It's an idea that we should be open to. Just as you are free to criticize and make fun of me as my ideas. Communism, it's a ridiculous idea for many people. Fine, say it. I won't call you a communist phobe, because that's part of this discussion. Make fun of me as an atheist, talk about atheists going to hell and whatever, fine. Some might call it hate speech. I say I don't care, just let's speak, because that's where we're going to go forward. The other thing is, I want to say that the only way we're going to move forward is if ideas and if far-right movements are not as important as people. If we are constantly worried about offense, don't offend me, don't do this, don't talk about Islamism. If you talk about Islamism, you have to also talk about, the Israeli state's occupation of Palestine. You also have to talk about US militarism. Don't talk about Islam unless you talk about all religions, and on and on. If this becomes a discussion, we're not going to get anywhere. So let's agree to even bash each other's ideas, but to work together on fighting the religious right in all its forms, and to say, in my opinion, I think the key is to say, no idea is sacred, no idea is off limits, but human beings for me are sacred. So I can criticize your opinion as you can criticize mine. I'm not disrespecting you, because I might disrespect ideas I don't like. But in all of this, we need to respect human beings. And I think if our politics comes with human beings at the center, we can actually together make a huge challenge to Islamism. Thank you anyway for listening to me, and thank you for your contribution.